Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Rommel Sergio, a proud Pinoy, chair and associate professor from the Canadian University, Dubai. Today, I was asked by Idol Rico to provide insights on the time management for OFWs, which is very much interesting. I'm sure that all of you people from across the world would be interested to hear on. Let's first look into the nature of time. So kasi nakikita natin na mayroong dalawang klase ng time or framework na kung saan nilalagay natin yung ating panahon at energy. Una makita natin yung tinatawag nating clock time. Ang dami natin sinasabi na, sige, iset natin yung oras natin ng ganitong oras sa pagbangon. Doon pa lang nadidefeat na yung purpose natin. Kasi we have this tendency to actually associate our activities on the clock time. But the reality bites that there is such thing as reality time, right? So from the word itself, clock time, going back, we have 24 hours a day, 365 days a week, or a year rather. And from that moment, you will be able to see that the way we schedule our time is as efficient as working on it. So even if we have the tools, nandiyan ang ating cellphone, nandiyan ang ating electronic devices such as laptop, Outlook, calendars for example, it will not work if we're not dedicated to work on it. So ngayon sa case ng ating panahon bilang OFWs, tinitingnan natin yung aspeto ng clock time at saka yung realistic time. The reason why we fail, essentially ako bilang Pilipino, nakikita ko yung anggulo ng kultura, wala tayong sense of commitment sa oras na itinalaga natin. So baliwala ang lahat ng tools natin that we are using on a day-to-day basis if we are not really sticking to it. So that's the root word first and foremost. So let's be more realistic by looking into our realistic time. Okay, so when we live with the clock time, you don't actually fulfill something there because you don't live with the actual chronological course of events. You live within the flow of your time. So I can say you create your time, anything you create, you can manage, right? So this is one golden rule in terms of time management. So very essential yan. So sa una, pwedeng ang tip na maibigay ko sa inyo to be more realistic, take 30 minutes of your time at the beginning of your day to have a mental picture of what your day would be. I'm still a believer of the golden rule or teaching of Stephen Covey with regard to being effective. So time is one of the major components why people actually fail or be more successful. Okay, so at this point in time, we managed to really have that 30 minutes of your time to manage, focus yourself on the run-through of what your day would be. I'm not saying you should be in a box. You can also be flexible because you need to manage interruptions too, right? That's very much psychological. So ngayon, kapag sinabi natin na I want to manage my time, let us begin with organizing ourselves by having a mental picture of what it could be. Jot it down, all right, in any form that you're successful. It could be your own log sheet, it could be your own tools like cell phone, and the rest will follow, right? So tayo mga Pilipino, again, pag sinabi natin na nandyan na ako in 30 minutes, yung 30 minutes natin, magiging 1 hour. Now, so let's try to avoid having that kind of impression, lalo na kung nasa ibang bansa tayo, Dubai man yan or all over the world or somewhere around the globe. Kinakailangan may sense of commitment talaga tayo. So we need to really schedule our appointments, not just with others, but with yourself. So that's the beginning of the day from which you plot a specific time for yourself, right? So that's on the practical, personal mode of discourse. So pangalawa, meron tayong tinatawag na, binanggit ko na kanina, schedule time for interruptions. Take some break. So that break sometimes is an interruption for us. Now, if we see it that way, you don't come to look at the benefit of having a time off, a period of time off for yourself, which is quite detrimental because you lose track of taking your own lunch, for example, And sometimes those are minor information that you don't put in your diary or in your activities for a certain period of time. So that will be one. And practice not answering the phone just because it's ringing and the emails are popping up. So this is one major issue that takes some of our time, and once your time and attention has been taken, your focus is already loosened. No, hindi na tayo nakaka-concentrate, and that takes so much of what we call disparity, because the quality of work that we do is no longer as good as it gets, right? So block out the other distractions like Facebook and other forms of social media unless you use these tools to generate business. Alright? Lalo na kung nasa MLM tayo, multi-level marketing, which I also suggest that you take your time to be engaged with. I used to be in that particular dimension. It's so important to be gaining access on some people, their connections, dahil kailangan talaga natin yun. In this part of the world, if you want to have this financial freedom, hindi kinakailangan na nakastick ka lang sa isang trabaho. Kinakailangan meron ka ring ibang sidetrack na workloads dahil makakapag-push siya ng financial freedom para sa atin. Okay, so that's very, very essential. Remember that it's impossible to get everything done unless you are really tied up to this thinking. This is may cognitive map tayo na tinatawag, na dun ka lang talaga dapat na mag-operate. But again, at the end of the day, you also need to maintain some balance. As I've said, hindi palaging dun lang tayo sa focus na nasa loob ka ng box. What I'm saying is try to have a sense of balance, because that's the key to the management of your time too. Ang dami-dami nating excuses, no, mga kabayan natin dyan. Kapag pagdating sa time management, sabihin natin wala akong oras dyan, halimbawa sa MLM, wala akong oras sa pagpunta sa ganitong functions, pero ang hindi mo naiintindihan, nawawalan ka ng social grip on social interactions. So sa bagay na yan, medyo nagkakaroon tayo ng imbalance kasi palaging naka-tie up ka lang, you're always tied up. Kumbaga sa trabaho lang, hindi mo na nabibigyan ng sense of balance yung sarili mo. It's so important as well. So at this point in time, I should say that the activities that we produce, 80% of that must be a mental picture of what you envisioned it to be. Kapag bumaba na yan sa 30%, 20%, hindi na tayo successful dun sa paglalagay natin ng vision dun sa task na gusto nating mangyari. So it's always important to have this 80% of your results measured when you look back to what you have planned it to be and what it has become as of the present. So again, it's so important to start your day. Let's have a wrap up, to have 30 minutes of the beginning of your day to be devoted to have a mental picture. If much better, you write it down so that you can schedule your activities right away. Very important. Secondly, you need to schedule time for interruptions, right? So that you can also put a balance on what you do. Third, you need to black out distractions unless social networks and other forms happen to be connected with what you do, like in your marketing activities. Labas man yan dun sa core of workload mo. If it is something else, you make sure that you determine which part of the calls, phone calls or emails you have to attend to. And again, have in mind that flexibility is also important, right? You manage your time, create your time. At this point in time, I would say that, again, this is Rommel Sergio. Anything you create, you can manage. Okay? Thank you so much and have a great day.